Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're having coffee in my beautiful mug with the leaves on it. Leaves, trees, nature, very much up right now for me and for many of us throughout the West Coast. So, an incredible reading coming through this morning. It's been an amazing last few days, despite, because of, in the midst of all the suffering, all the fear, all the fire energy coming through into the world right now. And the fire energy has far more to do with us than the fires, but that are surrounding us. We have one very close to our town. So I think I will start with that rather than the oracle cards. There's 3 coming up from my newest decks. And so synchronistic, you can't make this stuff up. So last night I was coming home from a meeting and this fire has started. I live at the base of this mountain that we used to call Squaw Butte. Was offensive term. Okay. I live in Gem County. There's lots of fire opals on the butte, gems. And instead of changing the name of the butte, and this is just a little rant, this kind of has little to do with the meaning or the reading today. Well, maybe it does. Anyway, they changed the name of the butte to this hugely long, largely for 95% of the world, unpronounceable indigenous Indian name. So no one is going to use that name to refer to the butte. Now, just as I did, we've always referred to it as the butte. It is now, it's going to be Squaw Butte forever for anybody that talks about it until they pull their head out of wherever they've got it and name it something reasonable to pronounce, like Fire Opal Butte, like Gem Butte, like the Emmett Butte, whatever. That's my rant about ridiculousness in this wokeness. I'm not anti-woke. I am anti-stupidity. That is just the stupidest thing I have ever seen. If you want someone to buy in to your point of view, make it accessible. Don't make it so ridiculously one-sided that everyone's going to absolutely turn away from it. So there's my rant. Not even sure why that came up. Back to the fires. There is, as I was coming into the valley at night last night, you could see the line of fire on the butte. And like I said, it has been behind it in land back there. I thought much further away. It grew yesterday from 118,000 acres, because this is all dry grassland and homes out there, not densely populated, but farms, ranches. It is now, or last night was 256,000 acres. And so as I came down, it was just, oh my gosh, so surprising. So I turned around and went back up to the lookout to just take some pictures to send my daughter, which is ridiculous because I don't have a camera that would actually take lovely pictures, but they got the idea of what was happening. So while I was up there, this is synchronicity and this is spirit. I followed the inkling. In fact, I came down the hill and it called my husband and said, I'll pick you up to come see this fire. And he said, I don't want to. I said, okay, well, I'm turning around, going back up. It was perfect that he wasn't there with me. I got up there and looked at the fire and there were a few other cars and just felt like, followed an inkling to walk over to this group of 4. And I said to them, I couldn't see them. It was dark. There's a light up there, but they were all in shadow. And I had no idea who they were or how old they were or whatever. And I just walked up and I said, this is so sad. And they went, isn't it? And we started talking. And they're a young family. Long story short, the wife of this family, first, what brought us to this subject matter of who I was, what I do in the world, they mentioned that they had just come back from a vacation at the Redwoods. And I said, oh my gosh, aren't they amazing? And the husband went, I just was wrapping my arms around. I said, isn't the most incredible feeling? He went, oh, it was just amazing. So wonderful. We're going back for our family vacation in spring. And so we started talking about energy, and he said, isn't it interesting how the synchronicities happen, or something along that line, how we were drawn together? And the wife is very much an empath and a clairvoyant. And just so then she and I went over to give her my card, and we started talking, and we stood there for probably 15 minutes talking about creator, the energy, the universe, because she needed to know that there were authentic light workers in this valley, and there are so many. But her upbringing and her tendency was to be very skeptical, and she felt like there were lots of charlatans. And there are, but there are far more authentic light workers in this valley. So that following the inkling of what you're led to do is so incredibly powerful and so impactful in just little ways. And she said, I will be reaching out to you. And I look forward to that. One of the things I learned a few years ago is that I had the potential, if I chose to accept it, to live to be very old. And I said, I mean, I already know my family lives to be the women in their 90s, but this is significantly older than that. And I said, you know what, God, I'm willing to do that. But here's the deal. It's like when I walked away from church, here's what you and I are going to do, God. All right, here's the deal. I will accept this, but I will be upright, mobile, cognizant, free of chronic pain, and I have to make younger friends because the tribe begins to disappear as we age. And so, what is Creator bringing into my life? All these amazing young light workers who are waking up early to the power they have and what they get to do in the world. And so, on to the reading. You know, the angels here our angels are here, the guides are here to fill in what we need to know right now in this very tumultuous time. And I want to remind you, we are still in the energy of the Lion's Gate until the 12th. And we have increased manifestation energy. So mind your thoughts. If you just keep going over everything that's bad and terrible and awful in your life, in the world, and the community, that is what you are producing more of. So Pollyanna rules. You want to go to what is good in your life. And my daughter messaged me this morning, and she said one of our families, she is a nurse with children fighting very serious diseases. One of the families that we take care of lost their home to this fire. Like they didn't have enough going on. And so what that brought me to was the awareness of, in this time when we could be focused on all that is bad and disturbing in the world, focus on what you have to be grateful for, what is working in your life. You know, I have a home that is upright. Just children that are healthy, grandchildren that are healthy. We can always find things, and that is absolutely an elevating energy that shifts our vibration. And then what we share is a higher vibration in the world. And I wanted, I brought in the fires because yesterday a group of us, the group that from this last retreat that I did, got together at some point after, between 3 and 3:30. I couldn't do all of it because I was out and about and had appointments, and focused our energy on the relief of these fires and bringing in different weather system to cool, bring gentle, persistent rain to start quelling the growth of these fires and helping the firefighters putting them out. And we were focusing on the energy, of relief and peace for these firefighters and all of that. We have so much power in how we navigate what comes in, but we must choose that. We must learn to manage our own energy in order to stay out of more angst, more anger. Another example, yesterday morning, I learned about another assault on our little community, wanting to come in by someone who does not live in this community. They want to create a third gravel plant in our little community near this community of houses, which is going to affect their wells, affect the water levels, affect their quality of life, as there's a 24/7 pump going to keep the water out of that area and more than that, the dust, the continuous noise. So as I was leaving town, I was incredibly agitated, angry, and in this energy. And I counted, leaving our tiny valley were 5 gravel trucks, and then coming in to our valley the next 15 minutes were 12, and all in the name of money. And so I was very agitated. And I all of a sudden just went, oh, okay. And here's the tool I use. I said, Archangel Michael, please cut all the cords I have created to this anger, agitation, fear, sadness, and send back whoever or whatever is holding the other end of those cords, all of their energy to them, and recall all of my energy to me now, and seal those attachment sites for those cords with peace, with love, with forgiveness, with understanding. That doesn't mean that I go, okay, well, I guess I understand why they want to do that. No, that means I'm going on the 12th to this meeting. I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to be part of what the change can be. And I am not an activist type of person, but enough is enough. This community has suffered a great deal at the hands of the almighty dollar, of our governor, Brad Little, building another 50 houses at the base of this butte, impacting the water table that we have, impacting the way of life, and lovely people, I'm sure, that have moved in there. And that's just one of them. It is continuing to impact this beautiful farming valley where no longer is food produced. People can't find hay for their horses because nobody's growing hay. They're all becoming subdivisions. These are the long-term effects that the almighty dollar people don't think about. Governor Brad Little is a huge proponent of this. He is all for the dollar. He is not for Idaho. And I am not a bleeding heart liberal. I am left of center in my beliefs, but I am a land lover. I love to eat. And we are discarding all of those things that have created that possibility. So you can tell I'm somewhat in a ranting mood. Let's get into another way to look at things right now. So the cards that came up on a very personal level, healing from the dreams of Gaia, which is, it's really somewhat hard to see these bright cards. You know what? I'm going to turn this little camera light off and see if we can see. Oh, we can. Healing. Beautiful cards this woman has created. Ravine Phelan. The healing card illustrates our third reason for being. Oh, and healing, by the way, came up in reverse. However, it covers healing on several levels and does not necessarily suggest or imply that you are wounded in need of healing. It is time, when it comes up in reverse, for ourselves to do more self-healing. Don't dwell on the unchangeable in the past. Shift your intention. What this card is telling us is we're not doing enough to do our self-healing. We're not doing the things we need, like cutting the cords. It was not going to do for me to go into town and interact with all the people I was going to interact with and be in this state of agitation and anger and blame and reactiveness. Learning to do our own energy management is an extremely powerful way for us to walk in the world. I wanted to, when the healing card appears in the reverse position, it may signify a resistance to getting help and healing that could be born of fear. If you are experiencing an unresolved dis-ease, ask yourself if you are trying to treat it as a mind over matter situation, when your inner wisdom tells you it needs more than that. If that is the case, do not be afraid. More often than not, we imagine the situation to be so much worse. Positivity and prayer can work miracles, but not when they are being used as a wound dressing. We want to look at the cause of all disease, and that is not just physical disease and dysfunction. That is that inner disruption within us, our powerlessness, focusing more on all that is wrong in the world, focusing on who to blame. I mentioned earlier, I don't appreciate this far left liberal wokeism. I also don't appreciate the far right radical things need to go back to the way they are. I am left of center. Balance is what we need. And so that blaming of is not productive. The next card that came in was love, and it was upright. And this is absolutely the key. My life experiences are very different than your life experiences, as are the life experiences of all of these people that we have dissenting ideas with. But reaching out in reactivity and lashing out and blaming and name calling will not heal the issues we have in the world. Love and acceptance and a desire to understand and allow other people their views and their belief systems because they have lived different lives than us. If you want to change someone's mind, it is never going to happen by you calling them an idiot, by you believing that to be true. They have a different path. Now, here's what I believe about both of these political extremes. They are all of the dark energy. They are all of what wants to keep us in fear and divided. And the media is the biggest tool they've got to do that. They are not love, light, and peace coming to us. Moving more towards the center is going to allow more acceptance and understanding that we are different. We are going to have different opinions. We are going to allow that. And the choice in love to come together and find a common ground and a way that we will live peacefully. And I truly believe that will happen. So this love card, as you might guess, experienced love in all its form. The fourth reason for being is to experience love in all its forms, from codependent, need-based love, to big, unconditional, universal love, and to understand that love comes in many different forms and guises. There is the innocent, trusting love that a child has for a parent, and the unconditional love a parent has for a child. There is the love one has for self and the love one has for others. There is the love we feel when we do things we love, and the love we feel when others appreciate what we do. There is our love for family, love for community, love for nature, love for the gods we choose to worship, whether those gods be born of science or religion, the humans we choose to idolize. There is sexual love, platonic love, playful, affectionate love, selfless love, crazy love, and more. Love comes in all forms. And what comes for us, what comes up for us, is the need for us to express and learn love in all forms. Learn to love others in spite of. And, Jesus said, love everyone. That's who Jesus was. He hung out with whores and thieves and all that. And then, the Biblists, as I call them, can be weaponized on both sides. The Christian will tell us that we are wrong for any number of things. I get attacks in my town. It's a very Christian town. Lovely. I'm appreciative of the energy they spend on me because I can never give them that time back. But here's the truth. There is a 2+2 religion around, and then greatly powerful other religions in the world: Catholicism, Mormonism, two very large ones that are very controlling and have very evil parts of them. And there are very wonderful parts in them as well. Now, the 2+2s, having a hard time with, very much a sexual abuse, control, physical abuse religion. And what do they use to condone all of that? Words from the Bible. So we can use anything we choose to justify our position of evil. And there are in all of the religions those evil, controlling, horrible aspects. And there are in all of those religions, lovely, good, genuine, authentic beings doing just what we're doing here from a different platform. Again, they have lived different lives. They've lived different past lives. They came into this life to do a certain thing, and they are the light workers there. They are the holders of the true energy of what Jesus came in, what Allah came in to bring, what Buddha came in to bring, what whoever you call your God came in to bring. So consider that. Know that you are not 100% right. You are not 100% wrong. I am not 100% right. I am not 100% wrong. We want to consider the others and the authenticity. So the Kali Oracle card, Kalika Tantrika. And what is that message? Our wild mother goddess overcomes duality, resting in the sweet spot of integration, healing, and creativity. That duality is us against them. Like I said, there are far more us's within the thems than there are the thems on the extreme. We have just allowed in this world the extremes to have a bigger voice, and that is changing quickly. She facilitates the overcoming of tension and conflict, birthing sacred solutions and evolution into greater bliss. Kalika Tantrika is Kali, the tantric queen. She overcomes all karma, and karma is not punishment. It is energy you did not fully learn in a last lifetime that you brought forward into this lifetime to fully learn and understand so you then can let it go. Kalika Tantrika is Kali, the tantric queen. She overcomes all karma, realigns pathways when we have veered off course, reverses the momentum of negative uses of free will, and detaches draining energy cords. Just like I did yesterday with the angst, the anger, the irritation. That is not how I want to travel through the world. And so, I really go by my feelings. Clairsentience is my strongest gift. And I'm going up the hill out of this valley, angry and agitated, and chose to cut the cords, let it go, and bring in energy that I wanted to be feeling. She overcomes and realigns pathways when we have veered off course, reverses the momentum of negative uses of free will, and detaches draining energy cords, restoring us to full vitality. Her presence announces significant change and positive improvement in all aspects of your life, especially your spiritual life. So I urge you now, today, to stand more fully in your spirit. Start to understand by open, willing, ready, guide me intention. Start to understand more the power of your intention in this world, the power of you managing your energy. I am currently teaching that 3-session course on exploring your spiritual energetic power, and we'll be offering it again. It is a powerful course. And if you have a desire to learn and to participate, I will consider it offering that 3-session course online in the future. Online is a powerful way to work, but right now in person is what needs to be for this group and for me. And if you don't feel powerful in your life, if you live more in fear and there is more to you than what is being lived, and you feel under the circumstances and want to shift, I invite you to consider the retreat coming up, September 10th through 17th, next month, here in Gem County. It is a powerful change-making experience and a time to launch you into the powerful being, the light worker, the way shower, the lover of humanity, to grow into your power, to really fully begin to understand your power more and launch you into the next lovely chapter that you're ready for. If you've been pulled but have so many reasons why you believe you can't, cut those cords and ask to be shown, what are the reasons I can? How can this happen for me now? And I guarantee you things will show up. If you would like to have a conversation with me about this retreat, please reach out to me, direct message me, and we will set up a phone call. This is so powerful and so incredibly intimate in how we get to work with one another. These are not real big retreats. So you get very personalized learning and opportunities of growth in them, and a way to totally shift your life. I think we are complete on this lovely, lovely day. Oh, 40 years ago today, I was 11 days away from having our oldest daughter. We saw this home, my husband and I. I can always remember because today is his birthday. And we came what we call over the hill from Boise into this valley to look at another place that was totally unsuitable. And she had another one at this end of the valley. This was not the house that she wanted to show us, which was a little out of our price range at $57,000 and 7 acres. And we saw it, but as we were on our way, we passed this house that had a for sale sign in it. We had her come back, get the keys for this house. It closed exactly on the day in September it was supposed to. And then we drove our school bus over here and parked behind this house October 4th, 40 years ago. And my lovely husband went to work on making this beautiful home that it is today. And the rest is history. So this is a lovely day we're going to spend celebrating him. I just want to thank you all. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe. This will help my channel grow. Comment. Comments help whatever that silly algorithm is that helps more people find me. My desire is to positively impact as many people in this world while I'm alive, and you can be part of that change. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.